Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are here in the KSC. And just to remind people, for people that might be new to this series, this is my Beautified stock live stream. It is essentially a stock game in that all the parts that I use and all the gameplay is stock, though I have added things to pretty it up a bit and add in a few sort of quality of life type of things, but all the builds, all the missions, everything you see can be done just as easily in stock as I'm doing here. I'm just making it a little bit prettier, I suppose. And I'm gonna, well, actually maybe recap the last couple of streams. Last couple of streams I've been building a bit of infrastructure around the moon. I have a station around the moon. I put some Kerbals into that station. I put a rover down on the moon. I put a lander down by the moon. We scouted out a good spot in which to put a base, and starting today, that is going to be the mission for today, is to, well, build that base, get it going, and see how far we can get to getting it built in that spot and getting our Kerbals moved in. Before, though, we get into that, I'm going to just jump into mission control, if it's going to let me here. Okie dokie. Resume. Oh, isn't that fun? Okay, these are working. And I don't have them off to the side. And oh, well, that is a unique thing, and I'm not sure what to do other than, can I load? Do I have a quick save from? I always save. Let's try bringing up this. At the end of my games, end of the streams, I always make a save that I call revert. So I'm going to revert to the end of the previous stream, and let's try now. Okay, now I can do it. So there we go. A little bit of a hiccup there. I'm not sure what, but I want to go, as you can see, into mission control. I want to always kind of keep an eye on contracts. Every once in a while, I want to pop in here. And to be honest, I popped in just before I started up with the stream, and I noticed right here we have recover Barster and Barster's Hulk from orbit of the moon. And so they're in orbit about the moon. Not much information. I do know that his Hulk is 800 kilograms and has some dimensions. Don't quite, probably could puzzle out what that is. They're always in some sort of crude module, but basically I gotta rescue him. I gotta get recover his whatever his Hulk is, and I gotta get that back to Kerbal. And I'm always on the hunt for new Kerbals. I don't have too many because I've not gotten too many of these rescue contracts, and as I have all this infrastructure around the moon, I'm gonna grab that right away. So there we go, we're gonna grab that one, and I've no idea where he is. I guess we'll find out as we head out there. We'll figure that out as we go. I have to come up with something to I got to come up with something to kind of recover the piece and get that back to Kerbal as well. Being asked, am I planning on doing a Jewel 5? No, I have done a Jewel 5 in a previous stream. Right now, I'm not thinking interplanetary, other than maybe wrestling with some asteroids, which is barely interplanetary. Actually, that kind of reminds me, I do have this WLL-383 asteroid is going to be encountering Kerbal's SOI in about 36 days. I want to recover that one, and I want to put it in orbit about the moon, and I actually want to attach it to my station. So I'm keeping an eye on that. It's a C-class asteroid. I've not designed anything to go get that just yet, but if this starts getting too close, I'll have to make that my priority. But I think right now, actually, my priority is going to be to, Barster's pronoun is a her. Okay, thank you. And we're going to get into a base now. Part of what is going to be the deal with this base is I want my lander, which is already there, to be able to dock with it. It's not really necessary to do that. I just like to do that, and then the Kerbals can just kind of go inside as opposed to having to EVA. No real reason for it other than I like it. And I built the lander so that it can actually traverse along the ground in very, very simple ways. So this is the lander. This lander, as I said, is already sitting on the surface. And so what I want to do is I want to build a base that this thing can dock with off to the side. So I'm going to throw this right now into an action group. So I'm going to grab me another docking port. That one. And we're going to stick it on here. And then I'm going to make that docking port the root part. And then I'm going to open up my sub-assemblies, and I'm going to grab this. And you know what's funny? This got me thinking about KSP2, because KSP2 says they made this all simpler as far as being able to take crafts and merge them together. And honestly, I find it confusing. Now, to be honest, like KSP2 that is, but then again, it could be just that I'm used to this. And I have but I'm not played KSP2 all that much, and I haven't played it in months. I just honestly don't find it that much fun. It's beyond just the bugs, which I know a lot of them have been squashed, at least that's my hearing, because I haven't heard or I haven't played it. What was I going to be saying? It's a pure sandbox game, and I don't find sandbox games that much fun. So I'm very excited for the science upgrade that's coming up sometime in December. And just to make sure people are aware, when that science upgrade drops, I will be, as soon as I can, using this time slot to do a stream in KSP2. So we'll put this particular stuff on hold when KSP2 drops, or the science upgrade drops for, say, KSP2. Anyway, let's get started with our base. So I like to build bases in the space plane hangar because I like having the lateral motion to be able to go side by side. So this is the contract for the base. And it's actually a pretty minimalist contract. It just says build a new outpost that has an antenna, docking port, and can generate power, and has to support at least 5 Kerbals. That's it. So that's a pretty simple thing to accomplish. I mean, really, all I got to do is go to grab, like, I like actually using this for a base piece. Rotate it. There we go. The cupola module, and then under that, put a hitchhiker can. Make sure. Oh my god, I cannot rotate things to save my life. This is upside down. There we go. And there, that's got your 5 Kerbal. So that's about it. But we're gonna do a little more than just that, because we scouted out a spot that has a high concentration of ore, and I want to use it to do I want to use this base to do resource harvesting and to get all that kind of stuff. How long have I been playing KSP? I've been playing KSP for over a decade. Easy. I got it pretty much immediately after it became available on Steam, way back in its early days. So yes, I've been playing KSP pretty regularly for a long time. Okay, so let's build a base to kind of go around this. Now, I mentioned the lander at the very beginning, so this is my idea. I'm going to go to structure, I'm going to grab a couple of those radial attachment points, put it on the radial symmetry, put the snap on. I'm going to snap these, so there we go. I want to put them pretty much right over where the windows are. And then I want to put, again, under structure, silly. I want to put a couple of these fuselages like so. And then a couple of docking ports to form places onto which I can extend upon this base. And then the lander, go back to here. The idea with the lander is I can do this there. And the one thing to notice, actually I only want one of these. The lander will dock like right here. That's the idea. Let's get rid of the contract. It's just in the way. So that's the idea, is the lander will come in and dock. The lander actually has wheels on it, so that's to facilitate the ability to kind of scoot in there and dock. And yeah, so that's kind of what the plan is going to be. One thing when it came to using the sub-assemblies, I should have mentioned it while I was doing it, noticing this has where the attachment point is. There's only one attachment point, and it's always that point that you pull off. That's why I put the docking port there when I made that. Okay, there we go. So let's extend the legs. Now, one thing that is important is that everything kind of stands on the same level when this is going to be sitting on the surface. The spot I scouted out is pretty flat, but so I don't want things to be on funky angles or anything like that. So I'm going to put 4 landing legs on this. And what's going to be important, if I scoot this downwards, and I'm going to bring it down to just where the landing legs of the lander are just clipping into the floor. Oh my god, I cannot get it. Why am I there? Just about there. And then I'm going to use that as a guide for how far to bring this down. So if they're all clipping in the floor about the same amount, that's about right, then, you know, that should work pretty good. Okay, and this is, I'm going to call this my moon base. Give this a name. There we go. So that is really the base. I kind of don't like this. See how the legs are? So I want to extend the bottom of this a little bit. And on the thumbnail, I actually used one of those. Because on the thumbnails, I already slapped something. I always slap something together quick for the thumbnails and then just simply cheat it into position just to make. I put something like that there to cover the bottom to make kind of a little skirt. This is one of those structural tubes. But actually, after a little bit of thought, what I want to put is one of these cargo storage units. And I'll explain why in just a little bit. But that extends that down. That gives a lot of cargo space. 2,500 liters of cargo space. And you'll see why I got that there in just a little bit. I'm not too far off from really having this base completed. It's not going to be much more than what you're seeing. I'm going to build a little bit of a tower on the top. Like so. And maybe like that. How tall do I want this to be? Maybe another one of these. Sure, like that. And then on this tower, there's the electrical demands aren't going to be much, but just for looky-loos, we'll put on some of these Aux 4Ls like so, just for electrical generation. And oh my gosh, like really, why not use the anchor? Use the anchor. What, the anchor the base? Nah, I'm just gonna have the base sit on the ground. That's not a bad idea to use the ground anchor that yeah, but that requires building the base, I think, doesn't it? I'm gonna go with what I'm doing. Can't I adjust each leg after launch? Not the slide. Oh, I can with an engineer. I don't know about the rest of it, but it's no. I'm going with what I'm doing. It's pretty good. Okay, let's light this up a little bit. So let's see. I'm gonna put some. We'll use these ones, the Illuminator Mark IIs. We'll slide them up about here-ish, like 4. I'm just thinking, just to kind of light up the area around this a little bit. The ReStock mod adds a lovely like pitch thing like that, and you can actually adjust it on site too. That's just great. But if you don't have that, you just have to rotate it with the rotate tool. But I'm thinking that's pretty good. I do have, because I have the simple repaint mod, I do have the ability to actually add in some more things like that. There, that looks all right. Okay, we can turn the lights back off. Off. Oh, I'm putting the blink on and off. Dope. Okay, there we go. Oh, on the top I should put an antenna. Or do I? Yes, I am going to put... I'm thinking of putting a sky crane on the top of this to for the whole deployment purposes. Let's put the antennas off to the side. That's what we'll do. So, communications, Communitron 16s will be fine. We'll just sort of put them like so. Extend them. And roll them up a little bit. So there's a little kind of a going up like that. About 45. We translate them down a smidge. Just so that they're right on where the two girder cross pieces are. Yeah, that works. Ah. Okay, that's that, and that. A rotating satellite dish on the top of the tower? Nah, it doesn't need it. You could definitely do it, but it's not going to need it. I don't need it for science transmission or anything like that. I don't care that much about science. I've completed the tech tree. I'm pretty happy. We're keeping it simple. Okay. What else? I got those lights up there. We need more lights. A little blue light right here by the hatches. Do that white, color that blue, and we'll flip it around. Do one pointing down so the Kerbals, if the oh, I should put a ladder here too, for goodness sakes. A little ladder here. Okay, and yeah, fine with that. And a ladder. Probably can get away with just one. What? Excuse me. Oh, right side up would be a good idea. Excuse me for a moment. Little frog in the throat. I think I can get away with just that little ladder. That should work. I got lights on the other side. I don't want those. Whoa. Okay. Remove them from the symmetry and just throw that away. Remove this one from the symmetry. Throw that one away. So I still got the ones that are on the other side. And then maybe a couple of these little spotlights. Here maybe? And so it lights up kind of the tubes, if you know what I mean. Oh, now I do want the two-way symmetry. Drag them out a little bit. Color them white. Yeah. And do I want to adjust the pitch at all? Yeah, no, you know, I think they're pretty good. I'll leave them. We can pitch them after. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what I want to do, let's toggle a flag on this one. Toggle flag. There it goes. I want to put another docking port on the back here. And the reason for that, let's just get into structure, is just to keep my options open for future construction. I really don't have too much of a plan. That should be about right. I want to get it so it's equal with everything else. Sure. And then a docking port. And so if in the future I decide that I'm going to expand the base, I'm not, you know, I have that option to do that. I don't have an immediate use for that. The immediate thing is off on this side, I will do the whole drilling platform and all that stuff, but maybe something will come off of here. But if I put a docking port, that at least gives me the option to do that. Rename's asking about the mods. See, if you look at the description, all the mods are listed down there in the description. I'm just thinking. I can turn these off. Lights off. And, you know, maybe some blinky lights at the top. Blinky red lights, so, you know, airplanes won't crash into us. You gotta think about those things. Gray, red. Blink on. Alright, that's good enough. So that's good enough for, I think, our base module for our moon base. It satisfies the conditions for the contract. Let me just look at the contract again just real quick. Has that antenna, docking port, can generate power. Oh, I should put some batteries on this thing. The output must be fully assembled when launched and can hold 5 Kerbals. And yeah, that's the whole thing. So I do want... To be honest, I probably could got away without the Cupion module because 2 Kerbals fit in this, and once this these two things docked together, that's 6 Kerbals. That would probably have satisfied the contract, but I'll go with what I got. Batteries. Where can I sneak? You know, it might be the simplest thing. Grab one of these Z4000s. There on the bottom. Then I don't have to think about it anymore. I think, yeah, there will be a mining unit on this thing too, but we'll start with just this. So I think this is the plan right here. So, as I said, the lander's already there, so I'm going to just chuck that away. Like so. And then we're going to take this over to vehicle assembly, and we're going to build a rocket and everything else that needs to go around with it. So let's start with those. Start with this retracted. Retract the antennas. Retract the solar panels. Probably get some action groups going here. Let's see, action group 0. We will extend the antennas with those. And we'll also extend our solar panels, and we'll do that once we get into space. So extend solar panels, cool. All right, now, one thing about this is a pretty awkward shape. I could do a really huge fairing around, but it's going to be kind of wacky. So what I'm thinking, she probably wants to go up this way. What I'm thinking is, this is why I put the cargo container on it, is actually to take these off. And then when I get there with a Kerbal, we'll put these arms on, and we'll get our engineer to put them on. So that's kind of what my idea is. Now, I know the docking ports will fit in here without a problem, but I'm a little bit... Oh, that only showed one. I grabbed the one here because of the two, but there's only one there, so I better... best fix that. I need another clampetron there. I can already tell this isn't going to work, is it? Oh, oh, okay. I don't think those structural parts, you have the ability, like the tubes. I'm pretty sure I cannot. Cargo part. This part cannot be placed into a storage container. So what I'll do instead is stick it on the side. That'll at least bring down the diameter a bit. Actually, we can probably do it here. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to do. It's like, you know, some Kerbal has, they're strapped on there, and then the Kerbal's job is going to be to connect this. But what this immediately does is make this a lot more streamlined. Now, we need to land it. So I'm going to build a sky crane on the top. That's my standard way to do it. And then we'll detach the sky crane when this is all done. I know the blinky lights do need the energy. It's like, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Do I plan on playing Lunar multiplayer, I'm being asked. I am not a multiplayer guy. I am, yeah. I've played so few multiplayer games in my day because generally I don't like people that much. That sounds awful, but I'm not a very social person, and yeah, that's just what it is. Okay, I need to build a sky crane. This needs to land about 725 meters per second. I'm gonna budget for the landing. I definitely want... Let's scale this up to a 2.5 meter. I just got me a feeling I'm going to need to scale up a bit. So I'm going to scale up to a 2.5 meter size. I'm going to put on some advanced reaction wheels because there's no reaction. Well, are there reaction wheels in this thing? There might be. There is. Toggle torque. Okay, there are reaction wheels in this. How powerful are those reaction wheels? This will tell me whether I want big ones or small ones on the top. There we go. How powerful are the reaction wheels in the Cupola module? They are. Because reaction wheels in KSP tend to be pretty good. They're 9 kilonewton meters of force, and so if I go to command and control, I have the Regular inline, they're another 15. But I could just go with these guys. I might just go with these little guys. I'm sure that'll be fine. We'll give her a test. Make sure I'm not making a mistake. So I'm doing that, doing that, doing that. And I'm going to put on a 2.5 meter fuel tank on the top. These are always in a non-sensible order. There's the one I'm looking for. And probably some cubic octagonal struts, four-way symmetry. Get those engines coming out. This is kind of the idea. It's gonna have to have a, and then it'd be lovely. Let's actually try it. Can I get away with 4 spider engines? They feel a little wimpy to me. So there we go. I do have Kerbal Engineer installed. It's one of my. That's only 261 meters per second and only 0.14. Okay, we are definitely going to have to go bigger than this. So what we'll do, let's go with, let's organize these by mass. Some of these Oscar Bs. That's what I was thinking about. And then another pair of Oscar Bs, like so, and another pair of Oscar Bs, and then we'll go with the bigger twitch engines. I want a radial engine with some gimbaling for all of this. That's 1,005 meters per second. Oh my gosh, 1,065 according to Kerbal Engineer. Not sure where. Oh wait, this is still probably on. There we go. Now they agree. 0.676 meters per second, but you know what? I can scale this down a little bit because I don't need that much. 902 is still a lot. We'll put some structure around here. Okay, that's 601. I need a little more than that, but what we'll do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. Again, back into structure. Let's get. I don't think there is no part, no. I was looking for a little, like this kind of part, but from going from to a 0.6, but there isn't. But maybe just like this. I need to extend this out a bit. Okay, so thrust await's fine for landing on the moon. Delta V, you know what? All I got, wait, I don't know why I'm worried about this. No, this has just got to do the last landing bit of it. It doesn't have to do anything more than that. What am I worried about? I'm worried about nothing. That's what I'm worried about. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with this. I can. There's gonna be something on the bottom of this. So let's see. What else? Another structure part on the top. An antenna on the top. Oh, a battery. Always forget the batteries. I'm really bad for that. Battery on the top. Probe body. All these things I'm always forgetting. Probe body. Because this thing's going to have to fly autonomously. Why am I organized that way? So I can't find anything. We'll just put a little octo on the top and then an antenna. So the idea... And actually put the antenna onto an action group. Toggle that. In fact, don't toggle the other ones now. I don't need them. There we go. So the idea is that this is what performs the landing. Then we detach and it scoots off. We'll turn down the ejection force on that. This scoots off and that is that. We still got to build a fairing around this, which is going to be a fun job. Actually, for that reason, I might leave that top node. Might leave that top node free, just for exactly that reason. Okay. Hello, Antizap. I will say as well, while I'm building, I do have a tough time when it comes to checking the chat. So if I do miss you in the chat, please do not take it personally. I think this is looking okay. It's kind of ugly, but it's okay. All right, so I got, where am I map? Excuse me, 590. So if I can build a stage under it, I did work out some of this ahead of time, that comes out to about 28, 50, 60, 70, something in that range. Then I'll have a stage that can get it all the way from Kerbal's upper atmosphere to the moon, start the landing, and then this guy can just finish off the landing. That's going to be the idea. So, coupling. I need the bigger one, don't I? The TD-12. This is 2.5 down here on the bottom. I'm going to build the fairing from the top down, so I'm not worrying about that right now. Well, might be easier to build it from the bottom up. Yeah, I think it will be. So let's think. Let's then go to a different decoupler. The TD-12 decoupler size. Actually, go to the 18. The reason for this is so that there's some clearance there for a fairing. Actually, go back. No, and then I got some tubes. Tubes. All these parts I always forget that I have. The 18. Oh, that's lovely. And then we'll go with a 2.5 meter fairing. And so that fairing, see, that gives a little bit of clearance for the fairing. If what's on the fairing goes right to the edge, often the fairing has some issues with that. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Right up. Is it clear? It's clearing all of that. Look at that. That's lovely. Might have to come out a little bit around these twitches. Like that. Come in, round her off a little bit at the top. Oh, why aren't you close? There we go. Hey, it's not awful. We'll see. I think that's okay. Okay, so there's our fairing. Let's go 6 sides, lots of force, clamshell deploy. Okay. Now I need to build a stage underneath that. So again, I'm looking for around 2850, 2860, 2870, something like that. So I'm in 2.5 meter land, so we'll go to the 2.5 meter parts, maybe like that, and optimistically put a poodle under that, and we'll see what we get. So I'm looking at the, oh my god, that's a ton already, 34, that's huge, and more than adequate amount of I was thinking I was gonna have to go bigger. Oh my gosh. I don't have to even go as big as I did. So 2850, maybe one of these fellas. 2950. A little bit? Yeah, it's too much. What was it before? That was too much. Really don't want to take out fuel, but, well, I could do this. Just want to sneak on a little more fuel. 25, and want more. Couple of these balls. Wow. This is growing at... What if I grab these again? Oh, 8's going to be too many now, yep. So we'll sneak that down. Try 4. 20, I like this. This is good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try and make this look a little better. Snap off, see if I can get these 4-way symmetry ones right in between these bigger ones. We'll color everybody silver. You know what? We'll live with this. I think usually I end up tucking these in, but I think I might just do that. We'll push it up through the atmosphere one way or another. Okay, Okay, a little bit of texturizing here. Sure. Sure. Glad you can make it to the stream there, Michael. Okay. Sure. I think it's doable. So there we go. That's all good. I like the TWR on this. It's really good. Actually, wait, it's a lot higher than I think it is because it's counting the weight of the fairing. Oh my gosh, I can take some of these off. I was counting the weight of the fairing. You always want to pay attention to where the fairing is in your staging. This fairing will get staged right around at the same time this engine will get engaged. But this is assuming you're carrying the fairing the whole way, which is not right. So you want to put the staging of the fairing in an appropriate place. I'm suddenly looking at this going, this is not nearly as bad as I was thinking. So maybe 6 of these. Oops. I copied it for a dumb reason. So I can take some of these off. That's cool. 2866 there. I'm loving that. We'll go with that right there. Kind of like the look what it was before, but we'll go with that. Playing with different options. Yeah, we'll go with this, go with this, go with this. Maybe make this orange. Does that go orange? It does. I'm good. Here, we'll make that tube orange too. Yeah. And I don't know if I want to make the fair. Sometimes too much orange just gets silver. Okay, now we'll you know what? Black and white on the fairing. Black and white on the fairing. There we go. All right. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Yep. Okay. Now what we got to do is build just a booster underneath this to get about another, this 2860, yeah, pretty good. So another 2600 on the bottom stage, and I think I'm good. This isn't getting as big as I was worried it was going to get. TD-12, a Jumbo 64. This is always my default, and then I'll start playing, and then a mainsail. So often that ends up being the bottom stage. Yeah, I want this to be about 20, a little more than that, but plenty of thrust, so that's nice. So just a bit more fuel on it. 20, little more fuel than that. One of these fellas. One of these fellas, one of these fellas. Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. That should do it. Got a lot of fuel. You know what? Never hurts to go a little bit bigger. I have a tendency to be really prideful of like just getting it right, but you know what? Go a little bigger. Why not go a little bigger? I can handle the thrust. Why not just go a little bit bigger? Okay, so that is looking like me rocket there. Put a boot on that. Let's keep this all white. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. There, some fins on the bottom, little tiny ones. Oh, I should sneak a reaction wheel in here. Probably gonna need it. Advanced reaction wheel. All right. You like the silver fairing back there? Says Fonz. This one, the silver one. I can go with the silver one. If you want the silver, you got the silver. There you go. Okay. Yeah, launch clamps. I'm thinking I'm really close here. Okay, let's fix up our staging because it's going to be a mess. Do that. This will get staged at the same time as that. Right there. Adjust the launch TWR. Around, there we go, 1.35. That will do fine. No Kerbals aboard, right? Please, Louis, get that. Don't need anybody flying this thing. And I feel like oh yeah. Let's take the fairing out of the staging, and then we will stage the fairing with an action group. That way I can stage that fairing where I want. It's not dependent on where it sits in the staging diagram, but otherwise, I think we're good. I think we're good. We're going to save this. And yeah, nothing stopping me. Let's do it. Let's do it. That is the way it presents itself. Moxnix says that you know that you know, he bought it thinking it's a goofy, cartoony exploration game. Boy, was he wrong. No, Newtonian mechanics kicks you in the butt in this game. That's for sure. Oh, we got ourselves a sunset launch. I'm pretty sure, but our lights are on and looks pretty good. I think so. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. No Kerbals are aboard. I'm happy with that. I don't see any reason why not just to hit it. So boom and boom. We're off. Off. We're off. We're off. Put that on there. Let it build up a little bit of steam. And about 50 meters per second. I like to push it over about maybe 5 degrees and then lock it onto that prograde vector, and then it's a little bit of playing to get the heading to get onto 90, so I got to push it a little bit towards the south. We'll let it settle in, and I'm watching the rate at which it's falling over. It might be falling over a little quickly, maybe not, we'll see. Maybe a little bit. So I'm just going to take it off the lock to prograde so it holds this attitude. Now this thing might have a tendency to want to kind of flip around on me. So I do have to be a little bit cognizant of that. Let's lock it back on the pro. You never want to get out of the little prograde circle on the Navball. Alright, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna let this ride. Let this ride again. Get it just on 90. Come on. Stay on 90, you stinker. Oh, I like it. Oh, and now we're in the sun. Got the lights of whatever down here. Booster land, booster drop zone. Okay. There we go. We're just going to reduce our throttle. We're at 52 seconds to apoapsis, so I like to keep that about a constant. And otherwise, it's now sticking to the 90 degrees, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to let this go. But oh my gosh, this is pretty with the colors and stuff. Curb City. Yeah, this is a hazard zone for boosters for sure. People who live in here are living there at their own risk. No doubt about that. Okay, reduce throttle a little bit again, keeping that apoapsis nearby, so that we'll put a lot of energy into our periapsis, and then that will mean when we go to do our final insertion that it will be exceedingly small. Makes the whole getting to orbit takes a little longer, but I think it's well worth it. And I'll pop this fairing when we get around 50 kilometers. We're going to be going into the night. Sun's going to be setting behind us here. Isn't, for KSP, isn't every season testing season? I mean, I just launched this without a test. It could have gone horribly wrong. I mean, that's what the game is all about. Oh, I'm out. 555. Oh my gosh. Wake up. I was caught napping there, admiring the view, and didn't realize that booster had run out of power. So I'm just going to pitch up a little bit above the prograde vector. Let's put our lights on a little bit. Okay, we're getting pushing that apoapsis back up again. Let's lock it back on the prograde. Ah, should be okay. I don't think it was off for that long. A couple of streams ago, I put this stage inside a fairing. That's why I clicked the fairing so quickly. I was panicking because a previous launch to this one, actually it was the lander, the exact same thing happened, and I staged, and the inner stage drove right inside the fairing because it was in the fairing. That was not smart. Ahmed's asking, Why do I think the space race has come back? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think a lot of it's, I don't know. I really don't study the industry enough to really say whether it's, you know, that there are private interests that are, you know, pushing things along. You know, companies like SpaceX that are kind of pushing the envelope a little bit and inspiring governments to do the same, whether it's countries like China and India that are suddenly in the game when before they weren't. And all of a sudden, you know, Russia, and especially, of course, the United States is now sitting there going, oh my gosh, China is going to be getting back to the moon. We should probably do it. It'd be nice if there was maybe a smidge more cooperation. But who knows? I don't know. Yes, these are held on by Kerbal tape. Where are we here? Okay, we're almost, let's do a little time warping here. Just coasting up. Try to put a little bit of lighting on it. Okay, and yeah, the rest of this should get us all down to the surface of the moon. We'll see how it goes. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so I'm just getting myself to my apoapsis. We're not quite in an orbit yet. Our periapsis is still in the atmosphere. Just gotta do a little bit more burning. But we can deploy stuff. There we go. Yep, 10 at the top. It's funny, I cleared this node on the top and then I never used it. But, oh well. Okay, so a little closer. It's not going to be much of a burn. We're about, okay, let's do a little bit here. Oops, starting to push my apoapsis away, so I'll just stop and let myself get closer to it again. So we want to get ourselves a nice roundy orbit. That's pretty darn good. Okay, and actually I think the orientation is just fine for the solar panels. So let's see, we've got to, let's actually turn everything off. We're not interested in, we're gonna go straight to the surface. So, now what is on the surface there? Well, I'm just gonna push this ahead, and it's so close to where our lander is. I'm just gonna, there, and just push it in orbit ahead here. Okay, come on. I'm having funny mousy clicky problems. See that? I know you can't tell I'm mouse clicking. I'm mouse clicking on it, but I can't set it as a target. Why? Go to here. It's gonna be one of those games. Okay, let's it's not letting me set the moon as a target, and it's not letting me zoom in on it, so I'll just push the tab key a bunch of times. Now I do have, oh, I got a waypoint there for our land. That's good. So our waypoint, that's nice to have that there. Let's turn that off. Off. Whatever. Okay, so the base is going to go here. I should have Waypoint Manager there. The latitude is 28 degrees of this waypoint. And so that means I need to come into a bit of an inclined orbit. Okay, let's set this up. Let's set this up. Back this way. A little bit like this. But for whatever reason, it's not letting me. But I had the same thing right at the beginning of the stream, if you recall. I had a very similar, go for 11 or 12 kilometers here. There, that's good. Okay, so that's 852 meters per second coming up. But right at the very beginning of the stream, I had a very similar issue with trying to click on, what was it, mission control? I couldn't click on things. And now I can't click on the moon, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hello, Kat. Glad you could make it. I was Mini saying left click, not right click. I was both clicking. I was panic clicking there, so there's something up. I don't know what it is. But you're right, it is left click to get the set target stuff. But I was both clicking. And I was not getting it. But who knows, maybe after doing this and maybe that'll fix itself up. Okay, we got this burn coming up in just over 30 seconds. Get a little closer. And then once this fella's down, we'll dock the Kerbals that are in the lander. We'll attempt to dock with it, and then we will 3, 2, 1, go. And then we'll build the next module, get that there. I don't know how far I'll get with the base. Wherever we get to, I'll pick up with next week. Locker Game, you're not too late. We are taking our core base module for a moon base. We're on our way to the moon. And we already got some Kerbals there. And we're going to try and get everybody aboard, and hopefully everything will go well. Why am I watching it from here? I should be watching it from here. Put that on prograde. Here we go. Actually, I can go into the moon just a smidge. I'm just thinking about that because I got to bring the trajectory up anyway. We're going to build a maneuver right about there. Add a maneuver. And we're already kind of northwards, so we'll come northwards a little more. And we want the inclination of this resulting orbit to be at least 28 degrees. Clearly, probably more is better. I'm just going to push that up a bit. Maybe, I remember before it was prograde that kind of brought that in a bit. So clearly we're going to eyeball that inclination. We need to make sure that we can get to this. So, wait a minute. Do that. There we go. That's the way you can tell. So get it so that the moon's orbit's right on its edge, and then our trajectory through is right on its edge. It's pretty close, but I think a little higher is probably a good idea. So northwards up a bit. And then a little more prograde-ish to get that around 11, 12 kilometers. I think that's looking pretty good. If we need to adjust our inclination before we get there, we can do that too. Yep. Okay, so that burn's coming up in. Let's make sure solar panels look good. Something, oh, that's Kerbal Station. Blowing by, almost within view, for goodness sakes. Look at that. We're coming right under us. That's pretty neat. Okay, let us quick save. Oh, I'm noticing it's a 0.9 second burn, so we'll reduce our throttle. Take the throttle limiter down a lot. We'll get ourselves out there. Can I make a Duna base? Well, one thing, Shadow, I'm not Scott. I would love to be Scott, but I am not Scott. Am I going to be building a Duna base? Can I build a Duna base? Sure. Will I be doing it? No, not anytime soon. Sorry, I can't resist. That's the former high school teacher in me. No, I'm not. Right now, all my energy is going towards just building up my Kerbal system infrastructure. So that means stations. I can show people. I got a station in orbit about the moon here. I got a lander down there on the surface really nearby where that waypoint is. We're going to be dropping this base. We're going to have shuttles that go back and forth. That's where my energy is going towards, not towards building a Duna base or anything like that. I honestly, I don't do a lot. Anybody who's followed my streams know I spend the vast majority of my time fussing about between Kerbal and Mimbus and the moon. I don't really... I go interplanetary now and again. I've landed on every one of the bodies. I have a stream where I do exactly that. But I'm honestly not that interested in going to every body because it's... I don't know about you. It's just kind of all the same. I mean, that's not entirely true. Certainly landing and getting off of Eve is a different experience than landing and getting off of Duna. But sort of once you've done it, you've done it. As far as I can, you know. I'm just trying to find where that... Yeah, what? Locked a prograde. How's that for a thought? I'm just thinking of solar panels. Get them in a good spot for some solar exposure. That feels good to me. Okay. And yeah. I see the moon coming at us here. Oh, let's put this into orbit view. That'll be better. Oh, that's much better. Okay. F5 again. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon. Okay. And there we go. We are now in the moon's SOI. So, yeah, we're just going to capture here and then start thinking about getting down there on the surface. Well, congratulations, Dan. Glad to hear things are going better. Let's see. The other thing that tends to happen, and again, this is part of me just really being much more of a career person than a sandbox person, is by the time you're doing your first interplanetary mission, I'm usually finding that that kind of just blows the doors off the science, so to speak. And then I find, you know, and then the whole tech tree is complete. And then I find myself really not nearly as motivated to keep going. Okay, I need to up this throttle limiter again. There we go. F5 again. Let's get down there. And I should keep an eye on this. 35 days. If I spend too much time fussing about, I might have to stop and think about that asteroid. Okay. Getting around onto that retrograde vector. I think I might just keep it locked on retrograde. I think by the time we're there, it'll be fine. How about visiting the mohole? That's true. I've not done the mohole or the canyons or anything like that. But again, right now, this stream, I'm really focusing on this. Mostly because also, whenever that science update comes out for KSP2, I really am going to be putting my energy towards that. There's only so many things you can put your energy towards at the same time. So I am playing RP1. That is taking up a lot. The vast bulk of my KSP time is taken up playing RP1 and making the videos for that. And then I do these... Oh, I'm still time warping. I think I was. Maybe not. And then I do these live streams on the side and really like... Boom. There's not a lot of time to do other things. And I don't want to be giving up RP1. I'm having more fun with RP1 than I've had with KSP in a long time. So that RP1's not going anywhere. Okay, there we go. Close enough. Close enough. Close enough. Park that there. Okay. So a little more this way? Yeah. Okay. So, where we got to do? We have to land here. This gets to be a bit of a pain. Let's turn that off so we have no distractions. So we got to wait for this to be under our orbit. That's going to happen first right here. What's my inclination at? Inclination's 33. That's fine. That's good. So, yeah, I don't want to land at night, so we're going to time warp until this has come all the way around to this side over here. So I'm going to do another quick save and start time warping. There we go. Oh, it might be a little bit darkish. Okay, I better stop here. I'm going to... Now, I do have the Waypoint Manager mod. This is not stock, but I can select waypoints from here, which I really like. And what I really like about Waypoint Manager is when I do that and do this, I get some information about the waypoint here. There we go. What am I doing? I want to put this on surface. Or free. That's what I'm shooting for. There we go. Oh my gosh. And also it puts the waypoint on the... I think I'm going to go around one more time. Yeah. Moon doesn't... I think one more time. Moon doesn't move a lot. I think this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Oh my gosh, I should have started my descent burn. Let's start the descent burn. I have 999 meters per second left, so that should be plenty for the landing. But it's going to be a sunrise landing. Okay. That is, I think, pretty good. Come in pretty shallow. Turn this way. There's 390 meters per second left in this lower stage, so it will certainly be done before we are on the surface. But now it's time to get serious. Alright, so we are 206 kilometers away from our target. It's at a heading of, this is the part I really like, heading to base 73 degrees. If I add 180 to that, that is what, 153 degrees? No. Yes. So why am I on 200 and something degrees? Maybe that'll change as I get closer. That feels... Because I can't add. It is 250. Oh my god. Carry the one. Carry the one, dummy. Yeah, I might need to bring it southwards a little bit here. Definitely. Let's see here. Let's point south. Which normal vector is that one? That's north. The other one. The other one. Oh my gosh. This way. So I just want to bring my trajectory a little more this way. See that? Are there yeah, I do have all these lights on. So I do have kinda landing lights. Kinda? Ooh, I should also be thinking about which way around. Okay, so now my heading to the base is 93 plus 180 is 273. That's pretty darn close. See here, it's 275, so that's all right. I can probably start bringing this a little down. I don't like doing this in the dark. I should also think about... Actually, the solar panels need to be this way. They do. I'm thinking about how the solar panel should be to track the sun as it goes across from east to west, and so I need to roll that way a little bit, which is not ideal. I like to have the blue on the top when I'm doing this, but, well, it is what it is, isn't it? Okay, so... I don't like this darkness. You know, I think I probably should go a little north now that I'm looking at this. Looking at it here, I think I went a little too far to the south, so I'm going to go a little bit to the north. Oh, I'm locked still to retrograde. Come on. Come on. There. And as always, I did quick save. I am giving myself permission to... Oh, what I should do too is open up Kerbal Engineer, open up that HUD. I do have an impact marker. That is always useful. So see here, it's predicting where my impact is. And if you... A little bit more here, it will update where that impact is. I'm not ready to... take off a lot more. Maybe half... Really handy for trying to land right on something. Okay, we are 27 kilometers away. I probably should be thinking about, which I can tell, I need to come... Oh, I don't like this sideways stuff. This way. You know what? Roll it, roll it. I can't do it this way. Okay, gotta cut. Oh, I'm going very fast. I want to start cutting that horizontal speed. Or yeah, horizontal speed. I don't see the impact marker yet. Where's it here? No, it's just past. See, the sun's just about to peak up. The waypoints are where my Kerbals are. I would love to see... Oh, there comes the impact marker. Okay, good, good, good. Good, good, good. Oh, lost that stage. There we go. That'll land nowhere near our Kerbals, which is nice. So I'm bringing that impact marker in. In. I'm 3 kilometers up, so that's at least some level of comfort. I'm bringing that all the way in. There, right near that. There. Gear. Okay, I'm getting... I'll kill some... Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, this is a little more scary than I would like. Back this way. Oh, that did not go well. Okay. Lots of DV, come on. Come on, we can fix this. Oh, we're getting impact data. Impact data from our seismic sensor that we planted over here. There we go. Okay, I still got 240. That was terrible. That was like Panic Central. Panic Central. Oh my god. I suck. I'm not sure what's up. You know, I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. Just stop. I know exactly what was messing me up. It was all because I didn't put the blue part of the Navball at the top. And it completely, like, bugged me that I didn't have blue on the top. And I just was continually pushing the wrong... We're here. Now, there's still 200 meters per second left in this lander, so I mean that is something. So I'm gonna use it. Oh, I can I don't fall over on me. Thankfully I knew this was a very flat spot, so I'm just gonna roll this so that the solar panels are gonna be facing eastward towards the rising sun. I don't know what that... Oh, that's a moon-based debris. That's what's left of that. Okay, let's. How's my electricity doing? I got that big 4K battery. That should be fine. That was chaotic. Okay, let's... Look at all the dust coming from... I don't know what's that. Environmental visual enhancements. I want the sun to come up. Come on, sun. There you are. That's what I'm looking for. A little bit of sunshine. Okay. Well, there we are. Let's extend that. And let's get rid of our sky... Yeah, let's get... No, I can use the fuel. There's a lot of fuel still left in the sky crane. I might put some of that towards my lander. But let's, Okay, let's F5. And let's get over to where our Kerbals are. So our Kerbals are over... Oh, that's my moon. There's our Kerbals. So what I think I'm going to do... I think I'm going to move the land... I want to get both the rover and the lander over here. You can see they're 397 meters away. And so what I'm thinking... I think I'm going to get both Kerbals out. Is what I'm thinking. Oh, let's get rid of that. And in fact, let's get rid of that entirely. Well, I might want that in a little bit, actually. So we got Bill out. And they're going to go over in the rover. And then I'm going to semi-fly, semi-roll the rover over. I'm a little worried. There's wheels on this, but I don't want to take it up the hill. So I'm going to get the Kerbals out. Board in here. Yeah, I think I'm going to hop over there. Is exactly, I can see that conversation happening with the lander rather than to try and drive up the hill. Because I really don't think... Oh boy. One thing I'm definitely going to do is quick save before I get doing any of this. And I'm going to get these folks way out of range. So if I lose control of the lander... Of course, if I lose control of the lander, things get real fun too. Lights on. Oh, the lights are on. Okay, let's drive. So I'm going to do an F5 here right now. And brakes off. We'll get over there. I'm going to tuck them in behind a rock or something, and they can spectate. Alright. Then we'll come back to the lander, we'll do a little hop. Put a base on the moon's north pole. Yep, that would be fun. But right now, it's where it is. And the reason it's here is because this area, which is the moon's far side crater, or far side basin, is the area of the moon with the highest ore concentration by far. So we're going to hide these folks behind this rock. That's what we're going to do. Maybe not in the shadow, because then they're not going to get... There. Get them in the sun a little bit so that their solar panels will remain exposed. Okay, let's go back to that lander. Okay, that's the base. Oh, wait, they need to... Okay, we'll hop that lander there. We got to do some construction still, too. Okay. Is this my lander? It is on my lander. Okay, I'm going to do an F5. We're going to retract that ladder. So let's set this base as a target. So go to target selections. I don't think that base is a base. Let's find the base. Just noticing that. Rename you. Moon base is a base. There we go. Accept. Okay, back to the lander. So go back to target selection. Bases. Moon base. Okay, so that gives me a target up there. So that'll help. Again, quick save. SAS on. And I never did turn the engine off. Let's put the fine... Whoa. Cap lock and... Why is it being this way? This one. That one. There we go. You can do it. Okay, so I need to head... Heading to base is 217. So I need to go... that way. So it's sort of southish. Okay, that feels completely backwards from what the Navball's saying, but I guess I should be used to that. Put that waypoint marker on it. Oh my god. I got a lot of fuel in this. So I don't need to get right by the base. Just do a little bit of this. Just close enough. We'll just clear this rock. That's good. We'll clear the rock. Come on, clear the rock. Okay. Could have been smoother, but it wasn't bad. Oh my gosh, and I told myself I wasn't going to land near those. Where did I go? Oh my god, I'm right. I think I was looking at these folks and thought it was my base. Oh, I thought I was landing right by the base and I ended up landing like... Okay, we'll try this again. So, 182. Okay. This way. I think I saw them and thought that was the base. Other way! Okay, stop it and get down. Don't you even think of falling over. I'm terrible. Okay, we're close enough. Close enough. So shut down this engine so these shenanigans are done. Oh my golly gumps. And then we're gonna did I put those on an action group? Because that would have been smart, but then I'm forgetting what action groups things are on, so that's the ladder. It's 9. Okay. Okay. So 9 deploys our sketchy wheels. And then gear. We'll do that. Let's... Okay. And we are rolling. Put the brakes on. And get rid of this. And we're going to control from here. This is the whole... Oh, wait. This isn't going to work yet. Never mind. I don't have a docking port to attach to, so we got to find our Kerbals. Kerbals, where are you? We need you. We need our engineer specifically. Oh my gosh. I'm making it. My palms are sweaty. Your palms are sweaty. Okay. Well, the scary stuff should be over now. Oh my goodness. Alright, it is handy having a rover. Kinda didn't really make much use of it. Last week we were looking for ore concentrations and discovered really that where we were was as good as it was going to get. And then so we didn't, the rover wasn't much use, but now the rover's pretty handy to have. I like having it now. Okay, so we're going to park here. Little handbrake turn. Alright. And Bill's going to get out. Bill's got work to do. So, leave the seat. Okay, so basically, Bill's got to put these guys on. So we're going to go in construction mode. So, where is there? It is a little there. And we're going to put on these guys. Now, there is a limit to how much Bill can lift, right? He can lift up to 370 kilograms. That is affected by the gravitational field that you're in, so the fact that we're on the moon is helping. But if I need to, I can bring another Kerbal in to help, but I'm hoping that Bill can just lift this on his own. He can. I wouldn't be able to move it if not. Okay, and we're going to just do it like that. We're going to make sure our snap is on. All the same controls as you would get in the VAB. You can see them down there at the bottom left, and we should just be able to put that on. And Bill's going to laserfy that. Well done, Bill. And we're going to grab the other one. It might be a little too far away for that one. There we go. And we're going to turn it that way and plunk that there. Good job, Bill. And docking port. Eventually I'll rotate it the right way, right there. And a docking port on the other side. So this is actually quite a bit easier than trying to pack a fairing around all this nonsense. So best construction mode is great. Okay, lock that there. All right, he's in. All right, so we can come out of this mode. Bill can actually get inside. Bill can be our first resident of our new base. Oh, we still got the sky crane. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to take some of that fuel. We'll get Phil out. And we'll put Phil inside. Oh, come on, grab it. There we go. Board. Okay, the base here waypoint, we actually don't need that anymore. So that can be deleted. Get rid of that. All right, now we'll bring our lander over. So, lander. Okay. So, control from here. And we're going to use this as a target. And I do have RCS, though honestly, the reaction wheels alone can turn it easily enough. And now I should be able to just use RCS and a few H's. Why is the H not working? I have monopropellant. Why is my RCS not? Okay, the RCS isn't working. Oh, it's doing that way. Now it's working. That's weird. If you have the cap lock on, RCS does work. Okay, it doesn't work as well. Okay, we're going. Oh, the brakes are still on. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. Now we'll just kind of puff forward. A little train. Doot doot. And, wait. We got to bring it more this way. We can kind of just really drive it in. So I'm looking down here at the Navball. Bringing, no, I got to come this way, silly. Don't I? Oh my god. Just look. Just look, for goodness sakes. Yeah. There we go. So I'm bringing the target icon towards. Let's back off. We're going a little fast. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Now, the height is not quite right. This is a... Oh, it worked anyway. The height is not quite right because the wheels are lower than the gear. But now I should be able to extend the landing gear. And everything should be at the right height. That's lifting the wheels off the ground. But now 9 gets rid of the wheels. Right? There they go. And the wheels are hidden in there pretty good, I think. Yeah, I like it. And I can put all our lights on. I noticed, there we go. Look at that. And we can extend this ladder again. Lovely. Okay, so let's do a little bit of fuel transferring. So let's just take this tank and this tank. We'll just steal all of that. Because all this thing needs to do is enough to kind of fly off and crashify. And there still are the Oscar Bs. Let's take out the 2 opposite Oscar Bs. And I think that should be enough. So take... Oh, don't be that way. Why are you being that way? In. There we go. And then the Oscar B that's on the other side. You can do this. Boom. So we got a little bit more fuel in our lander. Alright. Looking pretty good. Okay, so next I want to control from this. From the waypoint that's at the top there. And I'm going to decouple this. And I'm going to do it manually. And then we're just going to throttle up and get the heck out of Dodge. So decouple and throttle up and pitch over whichever way, doesn't matter. Okay, Come back. Oh, come on, really? There we go. I wanted to watch it from here. Where's our... Where'd it go? I thought I went that way. Am I losing it in the sun? There it is. Oh, it's still going up. Oh my gosh. No? Yes. Moon-based probe. Watching from the window, it's going to crash into this crater here. And... boom. Nice. Okay. Alright, so there we go. These folks, I think, are pretty happy where they are. They can stay here for a little while. I'm looking at the time in the stream. Oh, you know what? I'd love to... Usually I go a little longer than this, but... And I'd love to have put on the resource harvesting module. Oh, I'm still time warping. I'd love to put on that resource harvesting module, but I think I'm going to have to put that off for next week, just looking at where we are in the chat. So again, the idea is a resource harvester, harvesting ore, turning that into useful products for our lander to use, and yeah, making this into hopefully a reasonably functioning base. I just noticed these. Extend those antennas. But that's all going to have to be for next week. So in the meantime, I'm going to thank everybody in the chat. I'm going to thank everybody that's watching this at a later date. And of course, as always, an extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members, many of which are in the stream right now. Thank you, everybody. Have yourself a fabulous week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.